At the Maison de la Presse in Dakar, Senegal, journalists share their experiences of harassment by police and politicians with media stakeholders and security experts. They say violations in the past 2 years are responsible for Senegal's ranking on the Press Freedom Index, dropping from 49th to 104th of 180 countries. Coverage of protests over the arrest of an opposition leader in 2021 marks the beginning of the decline, says Mamadou Tio, chair of Senegal's Council for the Observation of the Rules of Ethics and Professional Conduct in the Media, or CORED. Media covering those clashes, in which about a dozen civilians were killed, soon found themselves targeted.
The journalists wanted to show what was happening really, and this, police and gendarmerie forces didn't want the press to show that. And that's why, sometimes there was daggers drawn. The gentleman agreement existing between us, let's say before March 21, this gentleman agreement, didn't operate it after those events.
Since that date, media watchdogs have documented upward of 20 assaults on journalists.
One
of the attacks happened recently, and I find it very ridiculous. During a protest, the governor, specifically a former governor of Dakar, gave blatant instructions to the defense and security forces to tear gas and attack the press.
VOA's attempt to reach Governor Alioune Badara San about the incident were unsuccessful. A spokesperson for Senegal's government did not respond to VOA's request for comment about the incident and the country's decline in press freedom. In a bid to repair the relationship, police and press are training together. In a training session hosted by RSF, journalists called for increased protection and reform to several provisions in Senegal's press code.
We are calling on the authorities, first of all, to put an end to the never-ending hours of journalists we have seen in the last 2 years, and also to repeal the problematic provisions in the press codes, because in many countries in West Africa, the press codes are done in a way that if a journalist is arrested, he can't be sent to jail directly. But in Senegal, that's not the case.
As Senegal's February presidential election approached, Reporters Without Borders, or RSF, has observed an increase in harassment. The media watchdog has noted a rise in intermittent internet cuts and social media blackouts as well. Sabah Abbas says these are attempts to silence the media.
I don't think our country, which always claims to be a democratic and hospitable country, should be called a democratic one if we continue to see these kinds of practices, if journalists can no longer do their job properly.
While CORED says many journalists are wary of political coverage ahead of the February vote, RSF says it will be there to help train and equip reporters to do their work safely. Senegal, VOA News, Dakar, Senegal.